Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamescast, episode 350. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass.
Woo!
Woo!
350.
Look at Tony's got energy in this one. Movie cast quiet. Just kidding.
I had nothing to contribute for the movie.
And there was a lot of more movie news. But anyways, I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Tony Kokonakis, as you just heard.
Woo!
Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
And Corey Feinside.
Getting long in the tooth here, guys.
Yeah.
350.
They all are, yep.
35.
35. Yeah. The 35 of podcasts. The over the hill of the podcast.
7 years. That's 7 years.
Yeah. It's been, Man. Yeah. Going towards a decade.
If you've been listening to us for 7 years, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's
just
fantastic.
shout out. If you've been listening to us to like 1 year, shout out.
Yeah.
But 7 years, that's a mega shout out.
Yeah. If they heard the earlier episodes, awesome. Because the quality
stuck around, yeah.
The quality was not good. We used to meet in my room here, put a table right in the middle of this tiny room, and Mike and Corey and I would do a podcast, record it, and then post edit it and put it up. That's what used to be the old way we did it.
I think the old episodes are still up, right?
Yeah. I think up to episode 50, and then we started doing Skype once we started bringing Tony. Tony, you got in. I think you came in. I don't remember when. It was like we started bringing you in as a guest at like 50.
Yeah.
And then it got more and more and more, and we started doing Skype. So, plus we all got busy where we couldn't all meet in the same room. It was kind of tough to do that. So, but yeah. So this is episode 350 on your Gamescast. Some great news to get into here. Great news and also terrible news at the same time. We're going to lead the lead story here. Nintendo announces the SNES Classic officially, which we all expected. 21 games. Wish they had Chrono Trigger, which I haven't played yet, I understand, but I wish they had that on there because there's a game I would most definitely play. But 21 great games either way. Coming out September 29th of this year.
Let's just be real, Jim. Even if Chrono Trigger was on this, you wouldn't be playing it.
I'd play it
because you wouldn't have one.
Oh, yeah. For $80, so that's the good news. The bad news is Nintendo's releasing the SNES Classic on September 29th.
If you don't have an inside man on one of these retailers, you're not getting this thing.
They said they're going to make more quantity, but the problem is now they'll also they lessen the window. Like now we know they're not going past December of this year.
All right. I mean, hopefully they can meet the demand.
Well,
I mean, the thing was selling so well that it wasn't selling at all because they weren't.
Well, so here's the thing. I think the NES Classic had to die so that this could live. And personally, I'm okay with that. Don't get me wrong.
What's coming
NES
with
is
this?
great.
I think this is an awesome list of games. So
the NES is great, but the 30 games on there, maybe a third of those were actually good. Because it's
I remember
Ice Climbers. I'm not playing Ice Climbers.
Yeah.
I
mean, I was going to play Mario.
I think of more.
Everything that's not Zelda.
Yeah.
Excitebike was
no,
on
I
there,
mean, Excitebike might have been on there, sure.
I would have played that.
I was not excited for the NES Classic, but for a Super NES, I would consider getting one myself. But
I mean, I'm not a big fan of all hits. These are all massive hits. You can't go wrong with any single one.
And you're getting a game that was not released
ever. Yeah,
that's right. Star Fox 2.
Yep.
Where's the list?
Yeah, I think they're pretty readily available, but I mean, for me, as someone I used to play Atari, and then I went to Sega Genesis. I missed both of those systems, and the NES Classic didn't interest me too much. I'm like, whatever for those games. But Super Nintendo stuff, yeah, I would be interested in that. I've never played a lot of those games.
To play Super Metroid again is going to be awesome. Super Punch-Out.
I've never played that.
So let's go through the list. Let's go through the list. So, Super Mario World.
Awesome.
Great game.
Classic.
Launch game.
Never played it.
It's the title, the pack-in game right there.
Yeah. Super Mario Kart.
Excellent. Obviously spawned the franchise.
One of the best ones, actually.
And it was the best, yeah. Mario Kart 64 was my favorite, but...
Yeah. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past.
Yep. My favorite Zelda.
Classic.
Okay. F-Zero.
I love F-Zero. Fun. I would exploit the shit out of those jumps across them. I would just sit there all day working on jumping across and trying to cut the course.
Yep.
I would do that nonstop.
Yep. Super Metroid.
Fantastic Metroid game.
Prime 4 too.
Yeah.
Yep. Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Again, quality, real Street Fighter 2 game.
Mm-hmm.
You can play it on Switch right now, Jim.
No, you can't play that version on Switch.
Oh, you know what's interesting? Not to interrupt you real quick, just because we're talking about Street Fighter. It was like number 1 on Amazon, right? It didn't make the top 20 on MPD though.
No.
Does Amazon count in towards MPD?
Yeah, I think they do.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think they do, but
Interesting.
But the thing is, you got to consider the top 20 for NPD is all systems and it's by revenue. So Street Fighter 2 might have been number 1, but it's only $40. So
it may have sold the most copies, but not made the most.
Right. But we can get into it later. So after Street Fighter 2 Turbo, we have Super Punch Out.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome game.
God, that's an awesome game. Yeah.
Super Castlevania 4.
I didn't play that one, so there you go. I play that. I have to play that.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country.
Fantastic game.
Yep.
Dreams of Champion, Blockbuster Champion.
That's my blockbuster. Yep. That was my blockbuster moment. That game.
Mega Man X.
The best Mega Man.
Yeah.
Maybe
One of the
X.
best Mega Man. X or X2. It's debatable. It's up in the air. Kirby Superstar.
I didn't play Kirby much.
People love
That is
Kirby.
my favorite
Wasn't that
Kirby
game more? Now isn't here's like Kirby notorious for coming out at the end of console cycle lifetimes. Like, isn't that a late game for Super Nintendo?
Probably.
Because his game on Nintendo I never played because it came out near the end of Nintendo.
Yep.
So
early on he had that. Like, even N64, that was one of the last N64 games.
He's got a very notorious streak of coming. That's why I'm happy they got this game coming out for the Switch early. Like I'm like psyched to play it finally. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 3.
Oh yeah, love that game.
Classic. Is it?
Love
that
game.
Yeah.
The Mystic Quest would have been cool, but
I would have liked 6, Final Fantasy 6, but I don't think.
Well, this is 6.
This is 3
is
6.
It 6
yeah.
or is it 3? Okay.
It's
well, I didn't know if
it's
they
known
changed
as
the name.
It's 3 is 6. Yeah. Like I said, I liked Mystical Quest, but
This is the one with the mech. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So I didn't know I thought they would rename it when they brought it here.
Yeah. Kirby's Dream Course.
Yeah.
That actually I haven't really played too much myself. But you have Star Fox.
Yeah. Love that Star Fox game.
Yep. Super Mario World 2. Yoshi's Island.
I didn't play that one. I don't think actually.
The weaker
I
one.
don't.
What? I think I like
I'm not a big fan of Yoshi, so.
Yeah, but the platformer that was so tight. Anyway, we could debate that later. Super Mario RPG: Legend of the Seven Stars.
That game is fucking amazing.
Quality.
Love that game.
Quality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Buddha's got to be like ecstatic to hear this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Buddha loves
If you can get this shit, man. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah.
Contra 3: The Alien Wars.
Excellent.
Great Contra
Yeah.
game.
God.
Great Contra game. Secret of Mana.
Ah.
Awesome co-op action RPG. Awesome. And that was one of the first games to use the three-player multi-tap if you had it.
Oh, okay.
That was fun.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do three-player for this. I really hope so because that's one of the selling points of Secret of Mana, but we'll see. You have Earthbound.
Yeah.
Great RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts from Capcom.
This game's awesome.
Yeah.
It's extremely difficult, but so awesome.
Yep. And then, like we said, the unreleased Star Fox 2.
Yeah. Which is another game I'm psyched to get my hands on.
Yeah. I mean, any one of those games is quality. You're not getting, like, these just crappy
It's like all killer, no filler. Thank you so much.
Yep, exactly. And a lot of those cartridges, like, if you were to buy those cartridges alone, I mean, that's going to cost big bucks. So.
Yeah. The calculation was $881 to buy all that.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And the nice thing is that I think they helped alleviate the problem. Yeah, the MSRP goes up from 60 to 80, but it comes with the second controller in the box. Mm-hmm. Because I know a lot of people were complaining that they couldn't buy a second controller for the NES Classic.
Yeah.
So
that's cool they give you two.
Just like the original SNES did.
I've gone ahead and I've got mine pre-ordered on Amazon UK, which I'm expecting them fully to cancel, but I really hope they don't. And it's not the cool unit. I want the Nintendo of the I want the Super Nintendo of the US. I want that design. That's what I want.
Gray and purple?
Yeah, I want the gray and purple. But this is my fallback. So I hope they haven't canceled it yet. I would have assumed I would have woken up for a cancellation notice this morning, but not yet.
So, I mean, like I said, I'm really hoping that the reason that they discontinued the NES Classic is, not too long ago we were all like, why would they do this? It's money, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, and like I was trying to say, companies don't have infinite resources and infinite time. They have to dedicate. So I'm pretty sure they were like, well, we got to move on to the SNES Classic or, continue to produce that.
See, you know what I would do with this? Like, the problem with the Nintendo NES Classic was the scalpers because they gobble up everything.
100%.
I would buy a second unit to keep and store because, 10 years from now, that shit's going to be I would keep it for myself for that collectible. and then one to play. So I would buy two. I'm going to announce. I will say if I can find a second one, I will buy two. But I would not use it to flip right away. I would use it to store and keep and collect and sell later. Yeah, when it's sealed factory 10 years from now, because I'm
a long-term scalper.
Yeah, I'm a long. That's a long scale.
It's the long.
I play the long game, not the $230.
Yeah. So I think the supply will be a lot bigger this time around. Plus, I think it's going to help that it's coming out in September and not.
If they didn't learn from what the NES Classic and how the shit show that was, then
my fear is this is Nintendo. That's my fear.
Yeah.
This is my fear.
I mean, they're not going to look. It's not going. I'm telling you this right now. It's not going to be where you could just walk in the store without pre-ordering halfway through the day and just
I want to be able to pre-order it.
Yeah. I'm just saying you're not going to go randomly into a Target or a Best Buy or Walmart and just be like, oh look, an SNES Classic. I guess I could get that. That's pretty cool. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
At least not. Maybe in October, early November, maybe, but initially, no. All the super hardcore fans like us, we're gonna get it, and then holiday season, as soon as that starts, everybody's gonna want that. I'm afraid you might have like a 1 month window where you can find it on store shelves.
You know what my fear is? My fear is I'm going to be asleep when they put pre-orders up on this. Like, I think I was... Because I heard that the NES Classic
Dude, I was nervous going to sleep last night. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous. I was like,
So apparently they
I don't think they're doing pre-orders.
What? They apparently did for NES Classic, and I missed them.
Best Buy and Amazon have pages up already for them. It's just not available. So, I mean, it could be possible that they're not doing pre-orders, but I think they learned from last time.
I hope they did. Like... People are saying, I was reading the GAF thread, and people were saying that Target took pre-orders for NES Classic. I don't remember that happening.
Adding it to my cart and going, you know what? I'll just pick this up in store.
I missed it. I don't remember that happening.
I do, because I kicked myself in the ass for it. Because otherwise, I would have had it.
Yep.
Or if I decided to just go to the first Target I saw that day instead of going to the one near work, because the one near me had 3 people lined up. The one at Target had 15 near my work. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. All right. Other news for games, we've got Xbox One X talking about their 4K assets packages being down. They will download automatically for anybody that has an X console. You are getting this patch. It is over 100 gigs.
Whether you want it or not.
Whether you have a 4K TV or not, you're getting this patch. I think that's ridiculous. The game should be able to detect your resolution and then queue up the patch.
Well, the S won't download the 4K.
No, the S doesn't get it. You're not getting this.
Didn't you hear his story? The X.
So if you buy
Xbox, I wasn't confused. I'm just saying, if you have an Xbox One S, you don't have to worry about getting the 4K.
This is unaffected. You're not affected by any of this. If you go out and buy an X, you have to make sure you don't have a data cap from your X. This is confusing.
Is it confusing?
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay, we're just gonna start calling it the Xbox. Okay. If you
I'm
have
just
an
saying,
Xbox,
I said it was confusing.
At your house,
I didn't think it was that confusing. I still like the name.
It's close to an S when you're talking about it. When you're talking,
that's
exactly what I said.
Sure.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
XS.
The X and the S are close. Yeah. So if you have an Xbox One X in your house, you need to make sure you don't have a data cap from your cable companies because it will download the 100+ gig patches that we're expecting for the 4K assets for these games. No matter what, if you
hard drive the X
1 terabyte. So
that's still not that lot.
Doesn't affect me though. I have a 4 terabyte drive, so I really enjoy having these external drives with both consoles, just because I don't have to worry about storage whatsoever. And the only thing I have to worry about, I don't have. I checked with my cable provider. I don't have a bandwidth cap in my area like I thought I did. But
that's good. Aside from that, though, I mean, why would you have an X if you didn't have a 4K TV?
Yeah, I mean,
because it's supposed to upscale and do
Mike, we can also
sampling.
make the argument: why would you have an X if you have a 4K TV?
Why?
Because it's $500. Then it's a bit high for a 4K box. It is.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the S is a good console. It really is. The S is a good console. It does HDR. It does 4K Blu-ray. It's a good console.
The X does this?
No, the S.
The X doesn't do that.
No, the X does that, but you already you can buy an S for $200 right now. In fact, I saw one for $160 refurb.
I'm trolling you, dude.
I know you are. But I'm just saying, the S is so cheap that it's like, why spend if you I mean, maybe with upgraders, possibly, but how could they? I don't know what their market is.
And that's my point. Is like, who is this? Who are they selling this to? Existing
to me,
owners?
They're selling this to me, and I'm on the fence about. I don't think I'll ever buy this.
Jim is the only customer that could have benefited from this, and he doesn't even know.
There's people like me out there, Mike. I mean, there are people that buy.
Like,
they have.
Yeah, I mean,
sure,
I'm not.
It's gonna be probably 1 in 20.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
We were talking 1 in 10. I don't think it's 1 in 10. I think it's 1 in 20.
An Xbox One S is on my radar this holiday season.
It's so cheap, and it's
because
actually,
the right, it's so cheap, and the backwards compatibility. Like, I
mention,
love
for $160 on refurb, you get a 4K Blu-ray player. You can't get them for that much right now.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, that is valid for some people, not for me. But 160 for a system that can play 3 generations of Xbox games, that's awesome.
That's pretty nice. Your old library is there. If you bought a digital version of a 360 game, it's there.
Yeah, so. That's awesome. So I will give props to Microsoft. I know been on a consistent down angle on it, but that is awesome.
Back to the original part of this story, though, make it detectable. Like it auto detects resolution. There's no reason to download a patch if you don't need it.
They gotta do something about that before it releases. Yeah. Even if it's like a day one patch, there has to be. People will just flip their shit over this.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, a lot of people buying this, like Mike said.
Can you delete the patch?
Sure, but you're still going to use your bandwidth. Back. The bandwidth is the problem. I see it as. If you have most cable companies provide a 1 terabyte data cap per month. You're blowing over 100 gigs of one download. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Another reason they need to remove data caps, because as 4K becomes more, they're talking about 8K at some point. Titanfall is going to be able to run at 6K on the Xbox One X.
S?
I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to bite.
Can't see that.
I don't know why you would run it at 6K, but it can run at 6K apparently. So yeah, are there monitors that can support that right now on PC?
Yeah.
But are there human eyes that can support that?
Yeah. You can if you're close enough, Mike. If you're like right on your TV, if you're like right there, you got it. Yeah. Unless the thing is like the movie theater size. Movie theater size, you can definitely see it.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have my 4K TV. It does 1080p upscaling for most content, and I think it looks fantastic. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's tough for me to see a difference between 4K and 1080. HDR, however,
I think it's the whole like
that I see.
For me, like I wear glasses, and so as the day goes on, I clean them at the end. I put them on, like, oh wow, that's how I should be looking. I think that's what 4K does. It's like it doesn't really. It's like something's like, oh, it just makes it cleaner. Like I can see fine, but once I wipe my glasses off, it's a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I mean, like Horizon looked gorgeous. It did, and I think Last of Us looked pretty good from what we saw. I think I showed you that, but not like, drop everything you're doing and.
Or drop $1,200 or
buy a 4K TV. I mean, I love my 4K TV because I actually watch 4K content, movie-wise, and that's in HDR and that's 4K, and that's fantastic. I can see that.
And you have an Xbox One Slim thingy. To do it.
Yeah, and that's why
I'll say the Slim from now on, so you can.
But the S doesn't actually.
That's a Microsoft's marketing.
But Microsoft doesn't mean Slim with the S. Isn't that what it is? Didn't they say that? That's a code word. That's a code towards it. People automatically think Slim, but it's not. It's just an S revision. So, I don't know. Onwards to Bungie. Bungie is removing features from Destiny 1 right now. Trials of Osiris and Iron Banner, correct?
Yeah, so with the latest update that they do, like their weekly Bungie update, they announced that in August, the end of Iron Banner and Trials of Osiris in Destiny 1.
Why?
And that they'll return Destiny 2.
So
that's a good question, Jim. It's a great question.
They're pulling them out of the game is my issue with this. For you to move into Destiny 2.
I know, and I understand, it's what's weird is, like, I'm trying to find people who are really upset like you guys that play the game.
Like, first of all, I'm not like...
You don't play the game. Like, you guys are so offended.
There's a high probability I might still get Destiny 2, Corey, because you guys are all going to play it, and I think it'll be fun to play. I just think these decisions are ridiculous. Like, come on.
I'm talking about this as a business practice, not... I don't give a shit about the game. The game be amazing. It doesn't matter to me.
I just, I don't understand the purpose behind doing
this is very anti-consumer.
I mean, it's a sequel though, or
But why
online
pull it
game
from the
mostly.
original
So
game?
it's like
so this is how I see it.
It's like them turning off the servers of an older game
It's not
almost.
Well, that's what
at
exactly.
that point yet. Like, yes,
it's an online game.
I know.
I can see them doing that like a few years from now, Corey. I can see them doing that, but they're doing it right before Destiny 2 launches. It's clearly what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
No, it's not clearly. It is like it's obvious. It's like
it's
they're just
clearly
turning it off
obvious.
because it's something that I don't understand why they wouldn't automate that, but I don't know how that works. I don't know what in the background or what servers or what they're doing resource wise that needs to run, because it seems like it's something that would be automated, but it's apparently not, because it's not coming.
It is, perhaps this would just be their excuse, but do you think it is something as silly as story reasons? Like those characters are now going to do whatever they're going to do.
No, it wouldn't be that at all.
Destiny
because
2.
Destiny 1 what does it matter to Destiny 2 if you're playing Destiny 1? I just think how they're looking at it is that this is a online service and it's a multiplayer component of the game that doesn't come around that often. And so when it's coming around, how many people are going to be there to support that, and what's the player experience going to be like once Destiny 2 comes out? Because when that comes out, who's playing Destiny 1? That it's going to be hundreds of people.
So basically,
they're
worried that their player base for the first Destiny is still too high and would take away too much from Destiny 2. That's what you're saying they're worried about.
That could be it. I didn't say that at all, though. My feeling was that the player base is going to drop dramatically, and that it's not going to be the experience is not going to be there for people playing a PvP content part of the game. Because
for
there's nobody going to be there
for
to do
Destiny 1, you're saying
Destiny 1.
Destiny 2.
No,
sure,
but I think they're afraid that they've done such a good job, actually, really, rolling out updates that there are lots of people currently still playing Destiny 1, and they need more incentive to buy a new game and play somewhere else.
That could totally be it as well.
Too.
We really have no idea. The only thing they're telling us is that they need to take those down so that they can prepare them for Destiny 2.
Which I find, I don't know. I find that ridiculous, but
I mean, I understand where your explanation comes from, Corey, but my argument against that would be, okay, yeah, obviously the player base, a lot of it is going to migrate. Probably the majority of it is going to migrate eventually, but not in the first month, not in the first 2 months, I'd argue. But the thing is, it's still a lot more than taking away from everybody, because then it's zero. So what if you're a player that loves Destiny 1 and doesn't like what they're doing for Destiny 2 in whatever way, shape, or form? Now you just can't play anything.
Well, you can't play Trials of Osiris or Iron Banner. You can still play Destiny 1.
Right. For how long, though?
But there's no content.
Right, and that's the thing with these games. They're a living game on the server somewhere.
The thing is like the selling pitch of the game was 10-year cycle, and it's like it just seems very forced that they're moving on from it. Like, I understand 10 years was bold to make that statement. They should have never done it, but they did.
LeBron James did in Miami.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, to me, like, it's not a big deal because I'm not going to be playing Destiny 1. And I haven't played Trials of Osiris in, like, 12 months, maybe. Yeah. And so, like, for me personally, it doesn't bother me. I understand, like you're saying, there are going to be people that are going to be playing it, and I'm sure they're going to be very upset about it. I'm sure Frank's going to be pissed off because that's all he does is play Trials of Osiris. But, like, for me personally, it doesn't matter. The thing that pissed me off the most and more that you guys didn't put on here is that the Xbox exclusive, like the gear that we didn't have on Xbox, the PlayStation exclusive stuff is coming to Xbox, but it's coming in October.
What?
Because they have to wait until the PC version comes out of Destiny 2 before they can get it onto Xbox. So who cares at that point? That is stupid. Because you're taking something away, and then you add something in that nobody's going to be using anyway, because nobody's going to be playing Destiny 1. And that's
is that what you're expecting then? Is that what we're expecting then for the next Destiny 2? Is that what we're going to have, never see it until after the game's dead?
For the first year, I don't think so. Like, we got the first year stuff on the Xbox.
Did? Okay.
But the wording of second year, when after Taken King came out, was that this exclusive stuff is going to be exclusive for at least a year. That's the wording in whatever it was. So there, my assumption was that they were planning to have Destiny 2 out last year, right? That was the goal. We know it got delayed. We know that that was not the plan. They wanted Destiny 2 out last year, and that's why none of these exclusives came to Xbox this year, because the deal was for them to run until D2 came out.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's coming out in October, because D2 is finally going to be out on all platforms, and now you can put it out on Xbox.
So why don't you just migrate to PlayStation 4 then?
User base.
It's because it's friends. It's who you play with.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
base.
for me. It's
Why? Just convince them to get PlayStation 4s.
Yeah, you do that too, Tony. I mean, it's not going to help.
I tell people to buy PlayStation 4s all the time.
I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to help.
This holiday, they're going to be cheap. They are. So
I've told, Apple's saying he might buy one, but no, he doesn't have. I don't know what he does with the money. But I just think that's more of a kick to the balls and a fuck.
Everything is a kick in the balls.
Than taking trials away, because
what's one thing that Bungie has done that's actually been pro-consumer with Destiny?
I mean, Taken King is pro-consumer.
How is it pro-consumer?
If it was free, it would have been.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want more content, you're gonna need to pay for it, and then you're paying for it in certain different ways. But
I paid for the game.
Yeah, but it's an expansion to the game. It's more content.
But that's the expectation, that they sell an expansion. So I don't see how that's pro-consumer.
All right, so fine. It's not pro-consumer. It's a better player experience then. But
right, but
what did you say about any game? Oh, this is the expectation. Then how is this going to be pro-consumer if I'm going to sell you $20 of DLC? How's that pro-consumer?
Well, when WoW does it, they give you free content.
And
even if you don't buy the
content
expansion
in Destiny, you get stuff like these seasonal events, like Overwatch does. You're getting these things too in Destiny, but I wouldn't say that's pro-consumer. It's just part of what it is.
Overwatch. But whatever.
Funny, because it's all Activision, Overwatch, and Destiny. So
yeah,
and they're run pretty differently.
Yeah.
Well, not for long, I don't think.
Yeah, we'll see.
Activision owns Blizzard.
Yeah,
they don't
they pretty much let them run independently. Blizzard knows how to make money, so.
Sure, and that's why you're getting a lot of stuff that Blizzard's doing in these other Activision games.
Yeah. Yep. Lastly, we have Anthem. Will be more.
10-year plan.
Huh?
Another 10-year plan.
Yeah.
But the more I hear about this, the more I'm not
interested. It's going with. They're not going with science fiction. They're going science fantasy. The thing I think that
people need to clarify with this 10-year thing is that it's not the single game is not a 10-year thing. It's the franchise is a 10-year thing. You don't bet that this game is going to be around for 10 years.
So you don't think that they're going to make a
game?
Are you saying that it's not going to be like Destiny 4 or something at year 12? You don't think this franchise will be alive in 10 years? Is that what you're saying to me?
Who?
You.
What? For what?
You're telling me that Destiny's dead. It's got a 10-year life cycle. It's dead in 10 years.
No, I'm saying people need to stop saying one game is a 10-year life cycle. They need to say.
I understand what Corey's saying. The plan is
franchise is going to be a 10-year franchise at least. You know this franchise is going to be around for 10 years, and that you can invest in it and that have fun for at least 10 years. Not that it's going to end in 10 years.
Yeah. That they're
you're going to get
to support this franchise for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
because Destiny 3 is coming out, and Destiny 4 is coming out. I'm assuming Anthem 2 is coming out at some point. I don't think they're going to be like, this game's going to be Anthem for 10 years. And I will bet on that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make that statement. But they released the story. They're going for a sci-fi, science fantasy.
You have no balls to bet on that. You know there's going to be an Anthem 2.
Let the game come out, which is still slated for next year. I just don't see how this game comes out next year, but we'll see. But they had story details coming out. It looks like
Metroid's supposed to come out next year.
I hope that we see more of it at Gamescom.
We got more.
Yeah, Metroid's not coming out next year either. So people say things all the time. It doesn't mean they're true.
Yeah. Okay.
So Anyways. I think that's it for news. Let's get into what we've been up to. Mike, what have you been playing?
Injustice 2.
Still?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of content.
It does, I know. That's what the best part about those NetherRealm games are.
Well, again, the multiverse is new and different. It's something new every day. Every few hours actually. But
Oh my
so
God.
yeah, still stuff to do. Still
The more I
gear to
talk about
find.
this, the more I hate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Like, I'm sorry, but the more you talk about this, the more I think about how shitty Infinite looks. So.
I'll go next. I played Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yay!
Me too. Yeah.
How was that?
First thing, like you said, you played it, right, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mega Man, Captain America, and Strider shows up, but then you don't play as him.
DLC coming soon.
What the hell?
Wait,
Why are you
Strider
doing
not a
that?
character
Like,
in the
okay, we're
game?
getting the 3 characters. Cool. Maybe it's different in the story mode. Nope. He's just not there. But then the next group comes up, and it's just the 2, Chun-Li and Captain Marvel. And like, okay, well, why did you bring Strider into this then? Like, what?
I heard the story
what
was.
the point?
I heard the story is just ridiculous, but which I expect. I just it's also a very early build of the game. That's what I heard.
Sure. Still,
How early
shitty.
can it be? It's coming out in like 2 months, 3 months.
It looks like trash.
Supposedly.
I mean, the gameplay wasn't terrible, but you're
I
playing
think the
AI.
The gameplay is fine. Like
Right,
how,
it's
like,
fine.
The system,
It's not
how the characters
terrible.
move and all that stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, and the other problem is you're playing against these AI that are just terrible. Like, they're not good at all.
Yeah.
So you're just wrecking them. But I don't know.
I don't think the game looks as bad in motion. I mean, it's still not good, but it doesn't
the
look
cinematics
as bad.
are terrible.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, the gameplay was there. I'm still not sold on the 2v2 system instead of the 3v3 system. I think we lost too much.
Teased it, and the first thing you see is like a 3. Like, all right, they're gonna do 3 here. What's this? And then they don't do it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Could they
it
possibly
just looked so
allow
It
actual
looked better.
4 players with that? Like way back, Marvel vs. Capcom, I believe. You
One
could
on
play 4
Dreamcast did
player.
that. Yeah,
I wonder if you could do that here if you switch
yeah.
to 2v2. That'd be
that
cool.
would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that return.
Or we could all forget this and play Z Fighters and actually play 3v3.
Yeah, but Z Fighter's until next year.
I
so.
know. This game, I'm just not getting this game. I'm not gonna get it. Just, I don't like the look of it.
No.
As much as I'm a Street Fighter system fan, I'm not getting.
If they were going to support that with like free DLC, I'd be interested. You know,
All they needed to do was have a different art style. The gameplay could have stayed the same. Everything could have been the same as they are right now. But if they changed the art direction, I think that would have done wonders for this game.
Yeah. No,
'Cause
I agree.
Your
It
first
looks like
impression,
shit.
you think, God, this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
But like I said, the gameplay is good. It's fine. It's still Marvel vs. Capcom
Mhm.
light.
It's
but-
fast, you know.
Yeah, but it's just not pretty to look at, and you don't want to watch it. You don't want to look at it when you're doing it.
Okay. Yep. Mike,
The
did
bag
you?
over its
Mike,
head.
you didn't play anything else, Mike?
No,
Okay.
not just sports games.
Anything else, Corey?
The usual stuff. I still have not been making much progress in Persona 5, but I've been trying.
Get into it. Jeez.
I'm into it. I just haven't had the time. I don't have time to play much.
Yeah.
It's like snippets here and there. Except I mentioned last week I did
But that game.
think
that
I was
game
gonna
is,
play for a little bit, and then I ended up playing for like 3 hours.
But the
and I don't
game
know
is
how to-
the game is turn based. You can just drop the
Did
control.
you listen to the last podcast?
No.
Do you know what Corey did last week?
No.
What he was up to last week? Corey, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
If you didn't listen to last week, guys,
Here's a quick recap.
I fell back
guys.
into my addiction, and
Deep.
yeah, I played like 3 hours of Borderlands.
Jesus. Really? Like, what is
Yeah.
left, dude? What is left? Ugh.
I
Wow.
don't know.
Wow.
The game mechanic there, like, is still so much better, like, than what what Destiny does with like the loot and things. I'm like, oh man, I just wish Destiny's loop was as good as Borderlands.
Oh.
Hopefully we'll get Borderlands 3 someday. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe someday. You will get it next year. Announced next year. Tony, what have you been playing?
So I played the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite demo, which, yeah, I mean, gameplay is alright. The graphics are terrible. The story is just, it had potential. It really does, because it's just two worlds crossing over, Ultron and Sigma, both, robotic badasses merging into one. Okay, the premise could be cool, but then it just seems so unexciting the way they do it. And just
It's
all
not
the
fun
cinematics.
fighting robots. There's no personality.
No,
to
no,
who
I
you're
know.
fighting and beating up. Like, that's the other thing for me.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I love seeing giant robots fight each other. I like destroying giant robots. That's fine. Anyway, the premise for a cool crossover game story is there, but for whatever reason, they're just going with the bare minimum. So from what I gather is the story takes place X months after these worlds merge, and Ultron Sigma is obviously trying to take over the world, and the heroes are trying to figure out a way to stop him because even people like Thor just crumple at his feet. So in the story mode, they infiltrate his palace and rescue Thanos because they want to use Thanos. And
you get that shitty Chun-Li image.
Oh god, that face. Yeah. So that's the story that we know.
Like, there's not going to be much changes to this game because when's it come out exactly? August?
September.
September. Okay.
September. Yeah,
so
2.5 months or so.
It's not much time to change anything drastically. So I have no hope for this. I have such low expectations. I'm expecting another Street Fighter V debacle where it comes out, sells maybe 1 million units, and then it starts getting deep discounted throughout the holiday season. Because
the roster getting leaked really hurt that also.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It destroyed the hope. Like,
yeah, any hype.
Hope.
There was a train. There was a hype train. There was a hype train. It was small, but it was a hype train. And then somebody leaked the roster. And I like how the person who leaked the roster specifically said, guys, normally I would not do it, but it's so pathetic, I have to let you guys know so you can just...
avoid it all costs.
Avoid it. Yeah, exactly. Not get lost in the hype cycle. So...
yeah, and like the thing, if that didn't get released, there was still hope that the characters that you would hope to be there would show up.
I would like Magneto and
well, there was a weird Spider-Man interview. There was somebody saying like,
"Oh, nobody likes the characters for them; they just are functions." Fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. Who cares about the characterizations? These other characters do the same thing.
Yeah, this character can triple jump,
and that completely shows how missing the mark they are on what this game is.
Oh, yeah. That guy deserves to be slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to play Magneto when this guy can do the same thing? Fuck you, I like Magneto.
Yeah. Because Magneto's my favorite
Ryu
villain.
and Ken, and come on, this game you made, Street Fighter, has the characters palette swapping.
Exactly.
Why would you ever have a licensed game then? Ever?
Exactly. Why just not make stick figure fighters?
Yeah, because they can do the same thing. They just look like stick figures.
Exactly.
And it's unfortunate too that NetherRealm is just destroying the single player experience with games and the story that they're doing with Injustice and even Mortal Kombat story. It's just they're so good.
And right now they have that. You talk about that feedback loop. I have that now with a fighting game, with gear in this game. It's ridiculous. There's just so much going on, and then. This one, I mean, again, it's not out, but it looks just like the bare minimum. I mean, it feels like they were coerced a little bit even to make a story mode.
Yeah, I mean, if Injustice and Mortal Kombat weren't a thing, there probably wouldn't be a story mode.
So yeah, played that. Played a little bit of ARMS. I'm actually getting rid of that just because just the content's not there right now. And the game is fun. The core gameplay is fun and everything like that. It's
one of those things where you hope it does really well so they can continue to do more. Yeah, but right now it's not for you or for me.
You said that from the beginning. You were worried about content. I know you said that. I mean, that's what I was worried about.
It's fun. It's just not. For me to keep it, I would have to be playing it a lot more to justify.
You would need a circle of friends that were just constantly.
Exactly, and it's not. So that's fine. I'll trade it in. GameStop has a ridiculous trade-in deal right now, so I'll trade it in. And if it gets better later on, I'll gladly re-pick it up. But it's nice for the people who are enjoying it. That's cool, and it's a new IP. So yeah, like I said, I hope it succeeds. In carving out a new niche. And then lastly, just playing Horizon. I think I'm towards the end. Just starting to. I'm pretty not high level, but I'm 30 something. So
I think it only goes 30s. I
think it goes to 50. I think is the 40 or 50. I'm not sure.
Maybe 50.
No, it probably is 50 because I was mid 30s. And I think Mike was like, "What? That's all you are?" So
I think I was around 50 at some point. So I think it goes there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to. The polish on this game is starting to wear off in terms of just everything's cool.
Starting to get fatigued. Keeping the theme of the night.
A little bit, just because I don't know. the story's fine and all. I wasn't particularly excited about the twist they were going, at least what I'm expecting anyway. After you infiltrate the one place and hack information to see the recording from hundreds of years ago or whatever like that. So I was like, okay, all right, typical robot uprising. Okay, sure, that's a sci-fi staple, sure. But the quests really started getting me because I'm just like, all right, I'll do this, and I don't know if it's just the NPCs. I don't like the NPCs. I think they're so one-dimensional. But the perfect example, I talked about in Slap, but I want to mention it here, was this one guy in Meridian who's like, help, I need some help. Won't somebody help me? I'm like, all right, guy, I'll help you. What's up? And he's like, oh, my family was just attacked, and I think they're all dead, blah, blah, blah. Can you go check it out? I'm like, all right, I'll go check this out. And there's like a sawtooth and like 2 or 3 watchers there. I'm like, all right, no big deal. I got this. And you go investigate the mansion because you hear another woman crying for help, and she got locked in the door by her dad. I'm like, all right, that's cool, whatever. Got to deal with that. And then you walk outside to investigate how the monsters, like the machines, got there, and you find out that in the barn there was like this device that attracted machines. You're like, wow, that's weird. And aside from the fact that she could just like, oh yeah, I'll just take care of this right away. Goes back outside, and then you get confronted by the brother. And it was him that set it up because he wants the father's inheritance. So he wanted everybody in his family to die. But then I'm like, wait a second. So instantly he's like, oh, you took care of those machines, but there'll be more with this one. And he has like another device that attracts machines. As soon as he says that, a Glinthawk comes out of nowhere and just kills him. And then you have to fight the Glinthawks. So I'm just like, so let me get this straight. You set this all up so you can get your father's inheritance. Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I don't agree, but I understand. But then to go to Meridian and just start asking random strangers for help, to help you, to help kill machines that killed your family, and then show up and admit to everything and pull out another device.
To have a backup, too.
Hostile machines.
Why would you have a backup?
Well,
you have to kill the person that helps you because they can't know after you.
Right.
He was hoping to loot your corpse. You know all that shit you got on you? You got a lot of shit. He's like,
doesn't know that.
Sure he does. He looked you up and down.
He was
if
looking
he
for
saw
random
that, then
person
he would understand that I'm a badass, and like I'm not gonna get chumped by some watchers. So I was just like, what the fuck is this quest, really? And the girl's like, thanks for helping me. That's it. I'm just like, your whole family just died. I would expect you to be a bit more, I don't know, like on edge or something. Just like, oh, here's this box. Okay, cool. That's my reward. Yeah. So it was really frustrating because I was just like, all right, why'd I do this quest? Like literally, I hated that quest. I was just like, okay, well, I literally was like, well, I'm not doing any more side quests now. I'm just mission mode because.
I mean, I remember that now. I didn't mind it. I didn't care to like question.
I don't think I have any problem that much that you're having with any of the side quests. I thought they were all just fine, and some of them were pretty good. But
I thought that was
ones
honestly
that
one of
tedious.
the more involved side quests. I thought.
Yeah, as far as what you need to do, that one took a little longer as well. Some of the other ones. The one that you just mentioned. Yeah. There's multiple stages to that where you got to help the guy, go to the place, find out this girl's there, help the girl, then the guy comes and then kill the thing. So there's like more going on there. But as far as some of the other ones, they were kind of tedious, but I didn't have any problems with.
I don't know.
I didn't like most of the side quests. I played the main story mostly.
I think the side quests, that's what you get. Like, I don't know if there's been a game that really has excelled at the side quest as much.
Well, there's games where it's like half the game, honestly. Like a Fallout game, half the game is the side quests. Really.
Yeah, I haven't played. So.
But, I mean, it started out really strong at the beginning, because I remember when you first, when all that shit goes down at your, whatever, hometown and stuff like that. Yeah, the proving. And trying to figure out, like, what happened, why it happened, who did it, who's responsible. Like, you're like, yeah, I got to track these. But then you cross, like, this door or bridge or whatever the hell it was. And this one guy's like, oh, we need, can you go help find, I forget what they call her, the raid leader or whatever. And it was basically his mom. And you got to, like, try to find her, what happened.
Oh, that guy, the young guy.
So I was like, that was compelling because I was like, I kind of want to stalk, the people that were responsible for this, but at the same time, like, got to find out what happened to this. So it's kind of like juggling, an important thing. And that was cool. It's just, I feel like the side quests are starting to deteriorate in terms of quality. Like the other thing was the one guy that you meet in the beginning, the first guy that you meet that has another focus. Like I did his thing, and man,
with his family.
Yeah, with his family.
His name is what's his name? Something. He's an Oseram though. That's all I know. I don't remember his name. It's like Amir or something.
Yeah, it's just you're like, okay, you got to find this guy, and then you go through this. You follow Aragon or whatever his name is, drunk guy.
Yeah,
you follow him around.
Cool guy.
Aaron.
Yeah.
And you grow to like him. At first, you're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, no, he is. I thought he was an asshole at first. I'm like, all right, he's a likable asshole. But you stalk, you raid his thing, and you find out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Well, you find out that he.
Yeah, the two story missions split there. You got the the sister and then the family of the guy. So
yeah. So the family guy, I kill all these dudes around him, and then you're given this choice of what you want to do to him. Paragon, Renegade, or Neutral. I don't know what the hell. But
Neutral, just leave.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're not gonna kill me. I'm like, nah, like you're not even worth it right now, dude. Probably wouldn't even give me an XP. He's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go save my family. I'm like, okay, enjoy that. I was like, I could, and the quest pop up like, go help him save his family. I'm like, why the fuck am I gonna help you save your family? You just tried to fucking kill me and all my friends and family back at the Proving. Fuck you, dude. So I just stopped that. I'm not doing that quest because fuck that guy. I want him to, not be with his family.
Wow.
The quest with the other drunk guy, that was cool with his sister.
I thought that was a cool quest.
I like that. Yeah. That was a cool quest. But
there's that's like a main quest. There's side story, but there's main quest side stories. You know what I mean? There's I did all of those.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I'm also finding it the more disappointing thing to me is just that I don't feel like I get rewarded for it being an open world and for me going off the beaten path. It's like, all right, that looks like a cool area, and I go there and there's nothing. So I'm like, okay, well,
it's an emptier world. Yeah,
it's an empty world.
Well, you need to either
in Fallout. You would have been just killed.
You want to do those if you want to do those collectibles, there's stuff there.
Collectibles.
I mean, you do get bonus shit for it, but
and then it does enhance, or not enhance, but it does give you more lore stories elements.
I mean, and if you go to the corners of the map, there's certain things that help too, but you probably know that already.
Yeah, I did one of them, and it seems like a cool idea, but to be honest, I don't know. I don't see the practicality of it because I broke the combat. I literally broke the combat.
So yeah, I did all those as soon as I could because I was just not doing that. I was not whistling ever.
The whistle is the most overpowered move in this game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had to literally stop using it because it just trivialized all these encounters. There was a part in the one quest where you have to go raid. It was before you take out their comm tower. It was a place where you figured out they were guarding something. I think the last mission was when you found the logs that you're between the past doctor and the rich corporate guy. So I was invading that area, and there's probably 24 dudes, and I killed at least 66% of them was just whistling in the same bush, and literally a pile of just corpses there. I'd whistle, and they'd be like, huh? And they'd come up, wouldn't even see the dead bodies on the floor, and just walk into the bush and just press R1, just stealth kill them. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just abuse this for a little while.
Yeah, you see, I never did that. My whole strategy normally was find a nearby thing, hack it, see what it kills, and go from there.
Oh, really? I never really used hacking much. I always just snuck around and whistled.
Yeah, I used it all the time also.
You're playing the game.
I don't think you're playing. I think it's open to how you want to play it, but
I know, but they can do it, but it doesn't seem like they're getting as much as they should out of the game by just playing it like that. To be honest,
it's definitely a lot more options there. You can definitely
just not
take
efficient.
a different approach.
Because that's the thing is I started, I was trying at the beginning to just, all right, I'm going to see how badass of a bow woman I can be and like headshot people and use the
Oh, I would
slowdowns.
just do that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is like the stealth stuff is just so much easier and it's so much faster. It's like sneak into the tall grass, whistle, wait 5 seconds for this dude to come close, R1, doesn't even take up any resources because it's infinite. Mm-hmm. And even on the machines, the smaller machines, it one-shots. Medium machines, because I have the strike damage up, it one-shots them now. So it's just the large ones at this point. So that hopefully gets balanced in the next game because I looted, like I said, I have to stop using it. But at the same time, I upgraded my roll option, like the dodge roll, and that is so broken too. The invincibility frames on that is so generous. Like I went up to a corrupted sawtooth, not the big one, but the
is that like the alligator-ish one?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I like just ran up to it. I'm just like, I'm just gonna kill you with my spear because I can. And then I finally got the achievement that was like kill all machines or all varieties of machines. The cool one was those like things that were underground, like sensed, I guess, where you were stuck. That was cool.
That was one I cheesed because I died a lot on that, and then I found a mountain that it wouldn't go up, and I'm like, all right,
that's what I did.
I win.
Yeah. I was like, fuck. I died once because I didn't know what happened. I kind of like stepped into the zone and it just like aggroed. I was like, what? And it just like came out and just killed me.
That happened to me in that arena area, the mining area. If you know what I'm talking about. You have some other quest that brings you there. Well, whatever. I went there too early.
Did you get to the very top left of the map yet, Tony?
No, that's where I'm going next.
Okay. So you're almost, you're moving along.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. It just not going direct.
I think you're a little further back than you might think. Tony.
Yeah, there's a little left.
Okay. So. Well, we'll see.
All right. I think that's it. I don't really have much to add for gaming wise, so I'm still burnt out. Not burnt out, but I've been busy with picnic shore travels. It's been like crazy. Weddings I've been in. It's been a busy week. So we'll see what I play this week. That's going to wrap up the Gamescast 350. Thanks for tuning in, listeners and viewers. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at AllYouCanGeek. Like us on Facebook as well. Tune in next week to the Movie Cast and Gamescast. We'll have I don't know. That's after Spider-Man, so we'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out when we're having it. So tune in then. Thanks for listening and watching and viewing and whatever.
Bye. Zombear.
Zombear.
Zombear.